Hello and welcome to week 7's Jing for CAS 210, Data Structures and Elementary Algorithms. Jason here. And this week we're going to take a look at pointers. Now, pointers can be a powerful tool because they can create relationships between different data sets. So whether we're using a list, array, or dictionary, we can use pointers to kind of point to different values in our list or array, and it makes it a bit easier to work with. And if we need to add and append items to our list, pointers are going to be the way to go. So for this week's lab, we were working with the tutor list and kind of making some relationships between our data using the pointers. So in order to implement this week's lab, I used the list node and the linked list to implement it. So basically what I'm going to be doing is adding empty pointers or linked list nodes, and then we're going to add data to them, and then different pointers that are related, we're basically going to point to the values that are related. So this is my method for adding nodes, appending, and printing out the data. And now down here we've got our tutor list. So this was taken right from the family tree picture that was supplied. Now to start, we're basically initializing an empty node here. So we're going to start with kings. And then in order to populate, we're going to append the appropriate values from the tutor list, which would be Henry VII, Henry VIII, and Edward VI. Now, we also want a pointer that is fathers, which the kings from the tutor list are also fathers. So we're basically going to set fathers to point to kings so that it's going to return similar values. So then queens, again, we have our empty node there, so we're going to append it with the appropriate data. And then again, we have another relationship here. The wives of the respective kings were also queens. And then we have heirs to throne. We're going to append that with the appropriate data. And now the heirs are also related to daughters. So we have a link there. Sons is another pointer that we have, and we're appending that. Henry VIII's wives is another one. And then I kind of threw in an executed wives pointer that I was kind of working on at the end here. So, because unfortunately a few of his wives did not make it. So in order to make this a little easier to follow, I insert some helper text. So it's going to point out, these are the tutor kings. We're going to print out the appropriate pointer data. We're going to do the same thing with kings, queens, wives, etc., etc. So let's run this and see how it looks. So you can see we've got some kings here, Henry VII, VIII, Edward VI. We've got some queens. We also have some wives, which is related to queens, so we have a similar data set there. Fathers is similar to kings because it's pretty much the same data. So this is just a few examples of using pointers in a program. So I'd like to thank you for watching this week's Jing, and we will see you next week.